This happened last night.
Oh, we're going right for it. Damn.
We had like a nice nostalgia dinner of chicken strips and tater tots.
Yes, I liked it. Just like that happens sometimes, right?
Second verse, same as the first.
Yep, we're gonna try this again. Back to square one with level 5. Oh, that's nice. So I get a 2 before I even get the power up. God. Like, some of these candles have specific sub-weapons and items you can get, and then others are so randomized, just like, now why would you give me a 2 before I even grab the holy water? Like, that's a waste. You should always give me the whip first. Which I think was something they addressed in later Castlevanias, to where, like, when you die, one of the first
things
candles you get is a whip. Like a whip upgrade, because it's just like, get on with it. That way you can get the other power-ups.
It's really interesting, and I'm not sure. I think it might be Zelda Link's Awakening that did it, but where you start with nothing. Like, you don't have a weapon, you can't jump, you can't run, but you have to find all of those things.
That's Link's Awakening, because you start with just the shield.
Yeah, and at that, when he wakes up, he doesn't have the shield, but it is like, you literally turn around and it's there.
Yeah, you talk to the first person, it's like, oh, we found this by you.
Yeah. So, but I kind of like that. I didn't like it when I first started playing.
Okay.
But thinking back on it and having played a little bit more games since then, I really like that.
Okay. That
you start out with very little, and then as you play, you get more things. You get more abilities. You get... I don't know. I like it.
The sense of feeling stronger?
Yeah, the only thing that I don't think I would like is that you can't jump right away.
Oh. Well, you can't jump in a lot of Zeldas, period. Yeah. Like, jumping is not, like, fundamental to Zelda's design.
Yeah.
In a lot of those games.
But it's just like to have him jump over a hole or...
Right.
You know, something like that. He can't do that yet.
Yeah, okay. And then you get the Rock's Feather.
Yeah.
And
but you also have to have it equipped.
See, that's so much better in this. That's why I gave you the Switch version, because on the original Game Boy, that you had 2 slots.
So you could,
and the Rock's Feather always has to be 1 slot, and your sword is another.
Yeah.
So, like, if you wanted to use anything other than a sword or jumping, you'd have to constantly switch back and forth.
Yeah.
Your shield was another slot.
See, like that...
So, like, it got complex.
Yeah,
like,
that
a lot of people
I don't
say,
know
like,
how I would
Link's Awakening is my favorite Zelda. I'm like, alright, that's fine. You can have that opinion, but, like...
You're wrong.
I don't want to say you're wrong, but it's just like, damn, you really like a lot of, like, hurdles just to play a game.
That's part of the joke, is like, oh, that's your favorite? I mean, you do you. You're allowed to be wrong.
But, yeah, I really enjoyed the Switch version because, like, it didn't have those little hurdles, and it focused more on being able to use the items more.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're only down to, well, I gotta jump and I gotta fight.
See that?
Why would I use anything else?
And that's like one thing I see and hear is like this definitely looks harder.
Yeah.
But you also get more like wall chickens and things like that.
Yeah.
There might have been 3 or 4 in Rebirth.
There were a couple
that I could find.
Yeah. Keep in mind there are also like alternate routes.
Yeah.
In Adventure Rebirth, shortcuts and stuff like that, which is for replayability. Whereas the original Castlevania doesn't have alternate routes. It's a straight shoot every time. Shit.
Ooh.
See, he freezes when I throw those at him, so if I could just...
He freezes, but his
sickles do not.
Are they scythes or sickles?
The scythe is what he's holding.
Okay.
The sickles are like the smaller ones that just fly all over the place. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Always wanted a knife.
Part of me was like, wow, scythes must have been really hard to use. And then like, after not cutting our grass for a month, I was like, wow, I think I really need a scythe. See, our mosquitoes have been so bad, though. They're wild. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're very hostile this year. Then again, this is the first year I've been here, so I'm just like... is it always like this?
See, I don't know if they were like this last year, because
fire up some tiki torches.
Because I didn't have dogs last year, so I didn't have to
go outside that much.
Yeah, I would go outside to like cut the grass, and then
Wesker, this is all your fault.
I'd be like, sorry, I have to poop.
Even when you know what to do, that hallway can still kick your ass.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I wish you could just start this with more health.
I'm trying, but that hallway, like, knocks me down a couple pegs.
Yeah,
and then I start back here, give me that
That
whip.
was my big problem with the Adventure Rebirth going to the final boss, is like I was starting with such little amount of health that he'd hit me twice and I would die.
Okay. You sure the final boss? Because the final boss...
I don't know if it was the final boss or the one before that.
All the items, and then Dracula himself. So nothing's hurting you before that final stairwell. Now, the level with the clock tower and all that before you fight death...
I think that might be the one, yeah.
Is very similar to this.
Where it's just like... There was one boss where I was starting with so little health that I just kept dying almost immediately just because I didn't have enough health.
Because you can't get hit by that point. And like, see, I'm there already.
Yeah.
God in heaven.
It's the Medusas. Fuck those Medusas.
It's a little bit of everything, because once you focus on the Medusas, they throw the axe. It's like, fuck, well, this thing comes back.
I think like the first run that you had, though, you were like killing it because it was just...
Because I had all the power-ups. I had everything stacked up. So I was just like, yeah, go to town, because if you use the holy water on like the knights and stuff, they freeze in place and they can't throw the axes.
Yeah.
That takes care of half the obstacle right there. Whereas the holy water is at the beginning of the level.
Yeah.
Not where it sends you back when you die. So it's just like, son of a bitch. I get the cross, and the cross is cool, but it's not the holy water.
Right.
Like, it gives you an upper hand, but it doesn't freeze the enemy to where you can just, like, completely eliminate them. All right, let's get some chicken.
Oh my gosh, if you guys are new to the channel, because we have been growing a little bit within the past few months. But if you're new, you should definitely check out our cook a wall chicken recipe.
Yeah, I'll have to.
That was almost a year ago now.
You're right.
Because
that was our first Castlevania video on the channel.
Because what we were doing is we were building the sound booth in our office. So I had ripped out, an entire wall down to the baseboards. And we cooked a chicken and put the chicken in the wall.
It was fun. I even got to do a little parody and like, whoosh.
Yeah. Oh no.
See, they just get all over the place. Whereas what's nice is if you have like the 3 for the crosses, you can throw crosses all over the place, attack death, and your crosses will take care of the sickles.
Okay.
Because they're flying all over the place, and eventually they're gonna hit their trajectory is gonna intercept with a sickle.
Yeah.
So that gives you an advantage. So there's 2 main ways you can fight this boss. You can have like super upgrades on the cross where you can throw them around, taking care of the sickles, and you can take on death. Or you can use the holy water and kind of like freeze death in place and wail at him while avoiding the sickles. I can't do either because I kind of lack that ability right now.
But see, though, like, how you have a rhythm here.
Yeah, there is a rhythm going. It's like, because I got that memorized. Go, throw the cross, whip the axe, kill, kill, kill. Come on, buddy. Okay, there's the 2. I want the 2.
Kill.
There we go.
See, and now you're starting with full health.
Yeah, I have full health. I have 2 of these. I don't want to get cocky. Because again, these sickles can show up anywhere. They don't just show up above. They can show up below you. They can show up on top of you. Because that's fair.
They're pretty wild.
But see, I just have to like keep throwing crosses, and I'm damaging the boss. I'm also taking some nasty hits myself. Fuck!
Oh, no! So close. So close. Even Milo whined for you. I don't know if you heard him.
I did. I heard a little. meow.
He has the funniest meow.
He cracks me up.
He's such a funny little dude.
There we go. So that's, ooh, give me that. That gives me some invincibility for a couple seconds, but hey, it's better than nothing. I'm invisible.
So
I'm invincible.
You're invincible, but you're also invisible.
Well, that's just the capture. In the game, you just kind of like flash a lot.
Oh, okay.
But the capture has trouble capturing that animation, so it registers it as invisible.
Okay.
This is what happens when you try to like capture a very standard def video game on a CRT TV that was built for that onto an HD screen. It's not going to be that fuzziness.
Yeah, it's just going to be like
is
hard
lost. Whereas
hard
on the game, like that fuzziness conveys the kind of like masking.
Okay.
That HD kind of like exposes. And like this is very true in a lot of CRT made games, especially in the N64 and PS1 era. Is like they used fog and shadows and stuff like that to hide little errors and also give a sense of atmosphere. Whereas when you bump that up to HD, everything looks a little fake and clean.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what happened here? Like they built that atmosphere because technology at the time
that's like what happens when you
wanted.
watch like the original King Kong or the original Godzilla on HD is you're just like, oh shit, I can see the strings.
Yeah, they're very jerky and all that, and it's just like, oh. So like sometimes HD high def is not the end all be all answer for some of these older relics. Like if there was a way for me to capture, well, nah, there is a way, I just chose not to. There would have been a way for me to use the AV jacks on my capture, sync that up to my original NES because I own the cartridge, and then we'd play that.
Okay. There's always like the chance of drops though.
Yeah. There's chance of like a lot of things happening. But hey, we get it done. Oh, give me that 3. Duck!
Get it!
I risked it for the biscuit there. I was like, oh shit.
That little heart was like, fine. Whatever.
If I could just keep this goddamn holy water to the end, I think I'll be able to clear this level. Mind you, I only have one more hit before I'm toast. But there is a wall chicken atop this stairwell coming up. So I just gotta make it.
He's like limping, like, get to the chicken!
Go! Get to the chicken! You have to do it! Do it now! It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
But no, we're here. Right over here's my chicken. Get out of here, you son of a bitch.
He's like, this is you coming home from work sometimes. I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry I didn't get dinner cooked or anything like that. I'm kind of tired.
Where's the chicken?
And you're just kind of like, you try to be nice about it, like, oh no, that's okay. And then I'm like, well, are you hungry? I can like make something now. And you're like, yes! I don't even get to like finish what I'm saying. You're just like, yes, I am very hungry. This happened last night.
Oh, we're going right for it. Damn.
We had like a nice nostalgia dinner of chicken strips and tater tots.
Yes, I liked it. Just like that happens sometimes where I go home and I'm just like, oh, she didn't prepare anything. This is fine. I don't know. What gets me really mad and really saucy is when I prepare dinner and you get home and you're just like, I had a rough day. I don't really feel like. I'm like, I actually made dinner for you. Like, how would you like it if you made a meal and I was just like, nah.
It happens. And I'm like, all right, well, it'll be in the fridge. You can heat it up when you want it.
Like, you did that when, like, your sister dropped off the clothes and you just kind of, like, sat there and I was just like, hey, I made a meal for you. And I, like, ate it in front of you and I'm just like, you have a plate, too. You should have it. And then I made you a plate, heated it up, and I was just like, it's out there. You should probably eat it.
Meanwhile, I'm in tears.
And I'm just like, hey, you know what would wipe those tears? The food that I cooked.
I can't eat when I'm sad, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I get nauseous.
It's usually the opposite. It's just like, whenever I'm sad, I eat.
Well, that's what happens with most people. They're like, I'm sad, so I eat. And I eat because I'm sad.
But you get nauseous.
Yeah, I get very nauseous if I'm upset and I try to eat something.
Fuck! Come on, Death!
So I sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I know I need to eat, so I'll have a bite or two, and I'm like, I'll just finish it later.
Okay. Oh god. Ugh. Come on, upgrade my whip, thank you.
Oh, you don't have your holy water.
I don't have the holy water, but I got the cross. Crucifix held cross! Here we go!
Come on.
Great,
I think I say this for every game we play from this era, but I really like the colors.
Yeah?
Yeah. I know that's a thing for
people. They only had so many colors they could use, but by God, did they use them?
See, and that's the thing is I like these because they're bright, but they're not overly saturated and overwhelming.
Okay.
Whereas sometimes the games like the Dragon Quest, it looks really pretty. I love the cell shading and the animation.
Yeah.
But sometimes the green is so saturated it actually hurts my eyes to look at.
That's sad. Because Wind Waker's the same way.
Yeah.
I'm just I love Wind Waker.
And it is. It's really pretty, but just sometimes the saturation.
Please. Give me something. All right, he's in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh god. Just come on. He has 2 hits. One more hit for me and I'm done. Oh, we're down to the yes! Woo!
There we go.
It's over.
Let him jump. Yay!
Victory! All right. In the next part, we take on Dracula.
Woo!